That is not an antenna line. Okay, wait a minute. I just found something right here. Look at this. That is not an antenna line. Okay, that is not an antenna line.
In this box is something that we have dreamt of for years, something that has eluded our very grasp, something that I have been dreaming of for a very, very long time. A $300 iPhone.
That's right, yes. In this box is a $300 iPhone from Amazon Renewed. I did a video on Amazon Renewed a while back, back when the iPhone XR was out. We found a great deal on that iPhone XR, and I was like, it's been a while since I've done a Amazon Renewed video, and that video did so well, so why not update you today to show you how you can possibly get a $300 iPhone 12, a modern day iPhone design for $300, where I really feel like you're not going to be missing out on much, but that is very dependent on just how good the quality is with a modern day Amazon Renewed product. We gotta see, is this going to be like a new iPhone, like Amazon promises? So let's get into it. Let's open up this box and see what we get inside of it. Look at this. I don't use a knife. I'm a professional box cutter. That's right. So let's open up the box. We're gonna have to blur all that out because that has all my personal information on it. But here is the moment of truth, all wrapped in bubble wrap. Okay, it does come in a box. When I first did Amazon Renewed, I took this out and a phone came popping out of the bubble wrap. So this is a marked improvement. Now, it's not promised to come in an Apple box. It's promised to come in just a very regular box, and this is very regular of a box. And let's see what we got here. iPhone 12 blue, 64 gigabytes. That's what the box says on the bottom. Now, how do we open this up? Okay, we could just slide it out like that. Not as tricky as I thought. Let's see. I'm so used to opening Apple boxes. All right, you open this up. It's a good sign, right? I don't know what that is, but it's like a little mirror. I don't know what that's quite for. I guess I can look at myself in the mirror and see just how handsome I really am. But, well, you know, I'm not going to get distracted with that. What else do we got? We got a charging brick. So with a Renewed phone, even though this might not be an official Apple charging brick, is it? It's a 20-watt charging brick. I can't tell if it's made by Apple. It looks kind of legit, but they don't promise a legit one anyway. They say it could be a third-party one, but I think that doesn't matter, right? Like if you buy a modern-day iPhone, it does not come with a charging brick. So the fact that this, you know, Renewed one does come with a charging brick is actually pretty nice. You also get, of course, a lightning cable. It's a USB-C lightning cable, and this looks like an official Apple one, so all good signs so far. You get a SIM ejector tool in a nice little plastic baggie. And then the big, big moment of truth right here is how good does this iPhone 12 look? Oh boy. All right. It's looking good so far in the bubble wrap, but looks can be deceiving. Sliding out, first glimpses. It looks fine. Looks perfectly fine to me. Yeah, no scratches, no scuffs on the back. Looks beautiful. Okay, wait a minute. I just found something right here. Look at this. There is definitely a nice little dent right here on the aluminum. It's not bad, especially if everything else is working fine, but that is a little disappointing to see. Just a little bit of a minor cosmetic imperfection. Nothing deal-breaking with this, but I believe on my last Amazon Renewed product with the iPhone XR, which was a while ago, it was pretty much pristine all the way around. So we did find one imperfection so far, but hey, this is $300. And if you were to buy this iPhone 12 new on Apple's website, you would be paying $600, double the price. But yeah, let's turn it on and let's see if everything else is operating in normal fashion, because with an Amazon Renewed, you are promised at least 80% of the original battery capacity, and everything else is supposed to work just as good. So even though it might have a minor cosmetic imperfection, like we found right here, it's still supposed to, touchscreen's supposed to work, Face ID is supposed to work, volume, everything is supposed to work just as it would on a normal iPhone. So this turned on very quickly, right? It's a modern day iPhone, iPhone 12. You have the A14 Bionic chip inside of the iPhone 12. It came with a charge. It looks like we got about an 80% charge on here. It is a wiped phone, right? So you're going through here. You can see that we have to go through the setup process, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and set this thing up first. All right, let's go ahead and set up Face ID. Let's make sure this is working correctly. So I got to position my face in the frame. A little lower. Wants me to move it lower. Wants to give me a double chin as I do the iPhone face scan, but that's fine. That's fine. We don't have to use this. So yeah, okay. Face ID seems to be working. You know what? I'm not gonna transfer anything to this phone because I feel like that'll take too long. All right, I skipped past all the privacy related stuff that I can't show you, but I have set up the phone. As you can see, it says, welcome to iPhone. You know, we're doing this raw. We got to get raw reactions here. And let's swipe up. And let's see. First of all, touchscreen seems to be working perfectly fine. Feels like a standard Apple touchscreen. Doesn't look like anything is wrong with it. So everything seems to be working perfectly fine so far in regards to the responsiveness of the phone in terms of the display being pretty fluid and interactive. But let's go ahead and check the battery health. Again, we are promised a battery that is above 80%. That is a very important metric. You don't want to get this phone and it doesn't have a good battery in it, right? Like it's not going to be worth it. So let's go over to settings. Let's click on battery. Let's click on battery health and charging. And okay, so this is really good. So you're not getting the 100% battery capacity that you would if you just bought an iPhone today, bought any iPhone, but this did come with a 99% battery capacity. I feel like that's pretty good. What, the iPhone 12 is over 2 years old at this point. So the fact that this is coming with a 99% battery capacity on Amazon Renewed, yeah, I think that's a win for this product so far. All right, so I think another important thing to test here is if the speakers are working, right? I'm trying to look for overlooked things where maybe in the refurbished process, they might have kind of like skipped out on really checking them. I feel like speakers is an obvious one where, you know, if they're not really looking internally at the product, they're just looking at the outward exterior, they might have skipped this and maybe there's something wrong with it. So let's go ahead and load up no copyright sounds. Yeah, speakers on this seem perfectly fine. So that, again, isn't really a cause for concern. So far, everything seems to be working pretty much as new. I guess we should also like check the charger, right? Like maybe like the charger's broken. Maybe this charging brick doesn't work. Maybe it's gonna explode in my face as I plug it in. There's a lot of risk involved in this process right over here. I'm brave though. You know, Greg's Gadgets is the bravest tech YouTuber doing all the research for you. So let's see, we're gonna use their power brick. It's still wrapped up actually, let's see. I still can't tell if this is official Apple or not. Maybe I'm bad at this, but it is a 20-watt power brick. It looks just like the Apple one. This definitely looks like an Apple cable. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but let's plug this into the wall. Let's take my iPhone, let's plug this in. Will it charge? And it charges, right? Let me check if the lightning port is loose, if there's like a loose connection. I know that's like a big problem sometimes with older iPhones. And we have a solid connection here, seems to work just fine. So charging this phone shouldn't be a problem. So again, that's just another point of failure on iPhones where it seems to be working fine, at least on this particular renewed iPhone 12 model. It's really weird going back to the iPhone 12 too after using the iPhone 14 Pro for so long, and just a lot of the more modern smartphones where they put in like bigger battery capacities and made the phones thicker. Like this is the thinnest version of this design, and it's really weird going back. Like this phone is only just a couple years old, but like going back and looking at this camera bump, at the time this camera bump seemed huge, but like if I take out my 14 Pro Max and put it side by side against this iPhone 12, the camera bump on the iPhone 12 looks downright small. And that is just absolutely insane to me. Like these camera bumps are just getting so big nowadays. It's kind of crazy that, you know, we used to consider this camera bump being big and now it looks like nothing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I may have missed something. You may have seen it earlier in the video too, which is kind of embarrassing. That is not an antenna line. That is not an antenna line. Okay, that is not an antenna line. That is a big old scratch. Now again, Amazon Renewed did not promise that there wouldn't be cosmetic damage on this device. They said it would work and look like new, but I gotta say, having this on your phone is a bit of a disappointment. All right, obviously these cosmetic imperfections bother me, but are they really that big of a deal for a phone in this price range? I think that depends on the type of person you are. So if you want a phone that's gonna look absolutely brand new, Amazon Renewed might not be the right choice for you. There's also something I should have mentioned at the start of this video, and that is that there's not that much risk involved when ordering an Amazon Renewed product because Amazon backs these up by a full 90-day return period. So if there's anything wrong with the phone, even if you just don't like the phone, if you decide it's not right for you, you have a full 90 days to return the product. That's a pretty long time. So if you got the phone and your model had cosmetic imperfections, or maybe the battery capacity was lower than you would like, well, you can send it back to Amazon, no problem. Let me answer the big question for you. Is this Amazon Renewed iPhone 12 worth it for $300? It might be worth it to you, although I do have to say that this is definitely a scenario where you may want to return this type of Renewed product if you get it from Amazon, because I was reading through their page more thoroughly, and they say that you should not see any cosmetic imperfections from 12 feet away. So, if I measured this out and I look 12 feet away across the room at this iPhone 12, I would be able to see this imperfection. So this one, I think, is a return, but I have had better experiences in the past with Amazon Renewed where the product did look new. But still, for a $300 phone, it might be worth it even for this small, or I don't know if it's small, but even for this cosmetic imperfection that won't hamper your usage of the phone. I think it's still worth it. I think a lot of people are gonna look at this and they're gonna go, you know what, I don't mind the scratch on that or the little chip over here because I'm gonna put a case on it, right? A lot of people buying these phones, especially like value shoppers, the first thing they're gonna do after they unbox this phone is they're gonna put a case on it. If you're putting a case on it, I think you're probably not gonna mind the cosmetic imperfections. So that's definitely something to consider. And for $300, if you want a more modern looking iPhone with Face ID, with a really good processor, with battery capacity that's still going to get you through a full day of battery life, this for $300 on Amazon Renewed, I think is worth it. I think it's actually still a good deal. So if you want to buy an iPhone from Amazon Renewed, I will leave an affiliate link in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a like. If you want to see more from the channel, make sure you're subscribed. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. I don't know if this iPhone will see you in the next video, but I will.